and the whole matter was twisted back against Mr. Diali and the family, a matter affecting a sister who had to do with one of the boys. I mean, these things happen, don't they, sometimes? And of course, they found themselves out of fellowship. They were shut up, first of all. No one came to see them for 5 months. And they were in a far country. They're in Jamaica. And it's very, very hard to make a living out there. They were in, half of them are in Trinidad now and half in Jamaica. I've actually been out there. They're very large-hearted, very hospitable, but no running water. It was actually very Spartan, but they just left since the money dried up in 2014. They don't want to be a burden on the brethren in Jamaica or Trinidad. There's enough hardship out there anyway, so it's not as if they can just go out with their begging bowls. So we've reached this point where I'm convinced that this is a humanitarian crisis, and I'm sure the brethren will rise to this. I hope so, because they need money. They need a business opportunity. They need the next food. They need food for next week. As I said, I'm trying to do a bit, but it's not enough. My own finances have been stopped. I'm a bit eked out, but it's devastating. I've been over 3 years now without my money, pending a divorce, which actually was not my doing. I'll take responsibility. My wife doesn't want to be with me. I accept that, but with sadness. But I have a feeling that she is being compliant to the wishes of the brethren, and I'm not sure that she really meant it to go this far. But anyway, that's by the way. So let's just say that they need money for hospital treatment. Mrs. Diali is a lovely lady. Mr. Diali died. The pressure, he felt the responsibility of bringing the family into fellowship, bringing them over to the Caribbean, and the pressure was on him. And the pressure started on him in a big way once they were shut up. So then they were withdrawn from. Again, they were just told, and the whole family need our support. So they speak very well of many brethren that have helped them in the times. Mrs. Diali speaks very well of John Painter. I know he wasn't the flavour of the month in many people's books, but I always respected him, and she describes him as a man of God. He helped them in South Africa. They speak very well of Walter Patterson and others who've taken an interest. They came to Leeds. A couple of us came to Leeds to stay with Christie for a night, and I met them. And now I've met them a couple of times in the Caribbean. And goodness gracious me, it is an impossible situation. They've moved for the sake of the testimony. That's the point I'm making. The brethren have got a responsibility because they moved continents, because the brethren were moving. And here they are. They need support. And the brethren in the Caribbean aren't supporting them. Teresa still works for Brethren, I believe, so they kindly supported them. But one of them is a taxi driver. Another one is going around. Two or three are going around putting some finishing on walls. But of course, there's little or no building going on at the moment. Coronavirus has struck. They need our help. So just to finish, Mrs. Diali she's so sweet. She said she's worried the brethren have gone too money orientated, too commercial, at the expense of souls. Where are our souls in relation to those that are suffering? It's just an appeal, really. But she said that her words were, God is not a sleeping God, it will stop. Well, I just wondered whether it could stop now by relieving the suffering. There's a certain obligation on the brethren anyway, because it was actually read out in Leeds on the 9th of January, the night of my rebuke in Leeds in 2015. But the Christian document was very clear that we have a responsibility to support those that we excommunicate financially, morally, spiritually. Soul, we've all got souls, we've all got spirits, we've all got bodies. And I'm trying to do my bit. little that is. But if the brethren could join me and realise that I'm not a threat. I've done this before, just in October, 5 months before I showed up. Steve Tennant and I many others did a three-peat walk, and I actually scouted around the brethren, and we raised I personally raised over £10,000 for Sienna Shorto, dear little child, and from a great family, Elliot and Sandy. And they've been under a lot of pressure. They were when I left because of the day-to-day care. So that's the least I could do. And I rang round the brethren and could count on the generosity of many around the world who contributed to this, to that cause. Well, I'm doing the same again, I guess. I'm doing the same. I rang a lot of brethren, contacted a lot of brethren over the York School funding, many other funding projects, many other walks, all sorts of fun we've had. We had great times.